Hello weary gamers, and welcome to my take of the analogue sticks market. There's two major dust cup sizes. Old gen dust cups are large, new gen are smaller. Most of the sticks on the market use the same post pin. If the dust cup allows, you can interchange them. Otherwise, shaving down the dust cups can sometimes make them fit. Early Nintendo Switch Pro pads have been known to suffer from stem wear or case wear. The white plastic would fall into your potentiometers and mess with your dead spot unless you took the pad apart to clean it. Here is a size comparison that I found on Battle Beaver Customs' main website, clicking on one or two of their stick types. Evil sticks are an interchangeable design with a small dust cup at the base. This is where my customisation work began. I took two stock DualShock 3 sticks. The first is unaltered, the second one has had a laid down stem and a scraped dust cup to mimic the DualShock 4s in the middle. The far right two are aftermarket DualShock 3 sticks. The first one is altered and the last one isn't. The easiest fix, if this has ever happened to you, is to take a Stanley blade and cut the underside flush to the base of the stick very carefully. I usually take them out of the pad through fear of scratching the case. Once released, the top peels off, allowing you to turn it into an infill piece for convex and concave play styles using a 13mm hole punch. When I first got my hole punch, I had to sharpen it myself. They're fairly dull and cheap. You just got to make sure that you centre all your little rubber pins inside the hole punch and give it a swift whack on a hard surface. Then, to finish your sticks off nicely, I recommend purchasing some Nintendo Switch silicone rubber overcaps. They fit snug, I've not encountered any slippage, and you can use them with or without the little centrepiece on the underside. If they do ever become slippery, you can peel them off and then wash them with a little bit of fairy liquid to get rid of all the thumb oils. The one thing I couldn't say for certain is whether you'd be able to use control freaks with such a live cap system. You might have to stick it down somehow by cutting yourself a double-sided foam tape centrepiece. But there's three to choose from. There's the Joy-Con clip-ons, which are the smallest. And you could probably use the rubber centrepiece maybe with it to try it out. Or the PS4 version. Or maybe even the Nintendo Switch Pro version will give you the most amount of space. Now this is some funny stuff. They even come in lampshades. He could have lit them up. I can only imagine he wanted some arcade style sticks. How you'd use these is beyond me. Now we are getting to some serious stuff. I think mod sticks made their first appearance on the Xbox 360. Using a 6mm shaft, the thinnest I've seen on the market, but it overcranks the sticks. The Xbox One modification required the right dust cup be shaved down to avoid clashing with the upper second circuit board. They would kill potentiometers quite rapidly by the looks of it. The stick just ends up stuck over to one side. a bush system may have fixed this. Where do I start with the Google Stadia pad? Same post pin type as most pads on the market, but clips, 12 clips the size of carpentry and joinery Keku clips. Customizability, nil. Can't be pulled apart easily. The Astro C40, 3 bays to position sticks or a D-pad. Complicated designs tend to bring along more problems than they solve. Ben at Curious Consumers has done some stellar work modifying Xbox One Elite sticks into many consoles pads. The DualShock 4 required carving out of the D-pad bow on early mods. Fortunately, thanks to Ben, who has pointed me towards Extreme Rate that have made a custom built D-pad that fits into the DualShock 4. Microsoft have seen fit to completely redesign the potentiometers in the Xbox One Elite version 2 control pad. The Scuff Vantage 2 is touted to be one of the best controllers available for the PlayStation 4. But you can't really get it in countries other than the USA and Canada for any sort of decent price. It has some innovative features like an anti-wear ring for the stick shafts and a removable faceplate for easy access to the motors and replacement of the sticks. But the price is just phenomenal. The Nakun Revolution Unlimited version 3 is a real contender for an affordable pad. Supplied with shaft bushes for an optimised range of motion. Interchangeable weights that look like have come out of a mouse concept of previous designs. There's no height adjustment to the sticks on this pad as of yet, and the response curve is totally digital, dependent on a PC for reprogramming. But there are 4 button mappings that don't require a PC. Finally, we have reached where my work started. Shaping dust cups, laving stems and sanding the base of the dust cups. All the tools I used in this painstaking process. Take note of the case clip locations. The one on the left is clearly snapped off. There's 2 in the centre of the pad, and the one on the opposite side was snapped as well, but this pad had been apart hundreds of times at this point. Now watch as all I've learnt comes together in a glorious culmination. As full as mechanically optimised sticks get, with concepts in the wings to rival the Xbox One Elite version 2 sticks in my crosshairs. If only Sony had supplied full calibration support on the menus, from dead spot to response curve, you name it, the works. Let us remedy our pads. But unfortunately, they rely on third-party endorsements and sales. Maybe none of this would have been required. In a cheeky nod to Jim Sterling, thank God for me. I'd like to thank everybody whose material has made an appearance in my video. You can find the bulk of it in my control pad modding playlist. Please feel free to share the love with all other creators. Any companies with an invested interest in this market, what would you pay to control this concept? Now Microsoft, I know you've got money to burn. You paid Ninja 25 million for a year's worth of nothing work. What is this concept worth to you? The future of the analog stick lies in my hands. I've got you covered, 21 kiloton. Let's just hope it's not an omen. Good material is where you find it. 2021 is just round the corner.